Alright, hello everyone. It's the one you've been waiting for. It's AndyDavo versus JLeav. And I can promise you that this was the match of the round. Not because I was in it, but because people said it was the match of the round. I cannot overhype this one. The set is amazing. So, before we do too much more, we're both playing the same race. We're also both playing the same team. So it is purely a mixture of dice and skill, but mostly dice. I can tell you that we'll put red versus, well, in fact, I'll put red versus blue mode on because we're going to need those, given that it's literally the same two teams. I get to receive in the first game, and therefore I am receiving. Oh yes. Notice that I go for a slight bit more of an anti-blitz defense than the previous player, and annoyingly, my catcher gets a vicious reft and is stunned. And I think I make a bit of a mistake here because I pull some players back to cover the ball, which is a good idea. But look, if he gets through, because this is a trip skull, then this guy's going to get sunk anyway. So this isn't doing anything, and really could be there. Like I could be there, and this would achieve more. We have to push away, so now I've moved quite a lot of movement to get this guy up. And I think that given where I'm stood, I'm going to have to screen here. So we have a real problem because I need to put something over here. And I have an exposed catcher. So we're going to have to choose. I can't leave the tackle mighty blowout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a go for it to hit him. Therefore, I have to protect him. I don't think this was a particularly good turn for me overall. This player's just these two are just in the wrong place, right? They should be here and here. JLeav now starting to be able to go and dominate me. And he's setting himself a mighty blow hit for next turn as well, because I haven't really protected it very well. I just don't think this was a particularly strong turn for me. And I think it was well capitalised on from Mr. JLeav. Now, one thing I noticed here, which is both at the time and I'm watching it back now, look at the foul coming in. Makes a lot of sense, right? This is a very good foul, and he gets the KO, and suddenly my offense looks a lot shitter than it was a minute ago. And I can't really get to the catcher, and I have a problem here to solve, and I have pressure on the side of the cage, and I have a problem here to solve, right? There's a lot of problems, and a lot of them are my own doing, so I don't think my game one of this series, my opening drive was very good at all. So I choose to solve, or try and solve, the ogre problem. And I'm like, oh well, never mind. Now notice here that we've got a T-shape. So we block here, then we can block here, we can push this guy. And I don't think we can get the guard onto the ball and negate this guard. I don't think, but I have to throw this to get rid of this T-shape. But look, we're giving him a free mighty blow hit here. He potentially, if he wanted to, he could have blitzed there. He's got a block here. Like, this is going to take a long time to stabilise this drive. And that's even if I can stabilise this drive. And what's driven it? Well, I think that I got the shape, I won't say all wrong, a fair bit wrong. Oh dear. Yeah, I think I got my shape a bit wrong here. Now, interestingly, from JLev's perspective, if you watch the way that the two players play the drives, JLev here is chosen. If I'm going to pause it, because we've still got this hit, he's going to clearly take this hit. And he probably could put the catcher in here to make a T-shape, to leave himself nothing unpleasant on. I don't think that's what he does. I think the catch comes around here, I think. But what I find interesting about this particular drive is that we've already got some mild touching going on, right? One there. We've got the augurs touching each other, supported by a guard, which I can pop off. And he's a player ahead. Oh, he does put it in there. There's 2 into 2. Not that he needs the 2. Yeah, it's an interesting drive, right? And I looked at this at the start of the turn. I was like, oh dear. But we can make a home for ourselves over here. We know that the ogre is going to block away. And so if this is any form of like just knockover, we're in really strong shape. That's actually put one square too far over, I think. And we can put the guard in here. And if I need to, I can move this guy, but I don't think I need to at this stage. Potentially, he can go in here, actually. Yeah, I think he should have gone in there, because then I could have chain pushed out a bit further. We got a removal and a stun. And that's what happens when you step in half step. Yeah, half step has generated this particular bit of pressure. I think from JLeav's perspective here, I would want to clean this up so that you create a narrower front for me to attack down. You already know I've got to, he already knows I've got to go this way. So you may as well lean into that. What we need to do is this fairly early on because we don't know if the ogre's going to bonehead or not. Because I'm now on turn 4 having to go. You know, this is a bit of a problem, and I'm going to have to step. I'm going to have to step up. And he's put me in another horrible position here with the ogre on hot ogre action. My other option is to go to try and swing around this way, and I think, right, we'll leave the ogre as an anchor. That's annoying. And we will try and wrestle some semblance of width. Keep the tackle mighty blow in the centre, and then I'll come over here to threaten the far right as well. If I had my catcher, this would be a lot more threatening, but I don't. So, yay. I think that was a better square there. I think that would have been a much stronger square. Protects this guy, and just I could have just stepped forward. But what I have got is a load of width. The ogre taken down again. Oh dear. Luckily it's badly hurt, so we know he's coming back. That was the fastest appo of my drive. Any appo of my drive, Dave? And again, if you blitz here, you're probably safe, right? Look, lovely shape from JLeav, and he is now a player to the, he's a player up, but it feels like he's way further ahead than this, right? He feels so much further ahead. So I'm going to pause this for a second. I don't actually remember what I end up doing here, other than going, for fuck's sake, this is going really badly wrong. And I look at it now and go, right, well, if I come over towards the ogre and I get based, I have no real tools to get rid of it. So I've got to choose. I've got to come this way, or I've got to go that way. I don't think I've got enough width to get across here. So I could maybe, I can take the free hit that's on the table here. I'll take the blitz that's on the table here. And maybe if I can get a chip, then maybe we can feel like we're getting somewhere. Stay put, because we'll need the width. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. And what I'm also thinking about is if I can keep the mighty blow slightly further forward, what I might be able to do is be able to hand off to it. So this isn't lost on me that there's a movement 6 piece on that side and a movement 6 piece on the far flanks. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to have to get down a side, and I am absolutely thinking about how do I keep some width. And immediately JLev's like, nope, here you go, have a strength 5 piece. But I feel as though looking at it now and looking at the time, tucking these in slightly. I know why he tucked, because otherwise I potentially go straight up here. But he'd given me a half chance. And given the fact that I'm in big doodle-R, I'll take my half chance, thank you very much. There's no point taking the extra go for it. And that had to work, otherwise we were fucked. Right, that catches back up to parity. He uses the Apothecary on a KO in the first half. Woo-yah! This is a sad no knockdown situation. And this is a even worse no knockdown situation. And at this point, there was, or is, a chain push on the table to try and push the Troll Slayer into the side of the cage and be able to go for a surf of the ball, or 2 dice on the ball, right? So the catcher can open and hit, we can hit here, and then we can try and push this here, and then if you want to, you go 2 dice uphill, you push me there, and then you can just come in and ruin my life. I do think the stun is kind of in the way. And I really thought this was going to be a knockdown from the southerly direction. Right, I thought he was going to blitz me here and push me this way, because at this stage, right, if I'm here rather than potentially there, then we're great. But I'm able to now run away, and I have to admit, this time I was like, right, this is all pretty jamrooski. Because the Tackle Mighty can go and form half the screen, and then this guy, if he makes his dodge, can form my other half, because I can get to there, and everything is wonderful. Now, pause, because we don't know whether I'm going to fail this, we do. I wonder if I even need to do that. Right, do I even? Because if he's there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, alright, so I do. So we snake. Still got a reroll, but I'm pretty kafluked. World Championship is flashing before my little eyes is. Doesn't put the reroll in there. Does put the reroll in there. My God. Puts the reroll in to try and catch it. Catches it. And this, I think, is looking very bad. I think a go for it here changes the complexion of this move massively, because I've currently got a 3+ for 2D on the ball, and the 2D is with sure hands. Or I can take a 2+. I don't like that, because if I get a push, then it ruins this plan as well. So I think you just go, I've got a reroll, it's 3+, and then I can blitz here, and this guy's also free. So we get the POW. I'm obviously going to follow at this point, because why not? The Apothecary on the thrower now looks way worse, and he is dead. I catch the ball, because I'm a legend, and I score. And look, kids, that is how you're lucky at Blood Bowl. I told you it was a wild ride, and you haven't seen nothing yet. So we've got our score done. I don't think well, and I think looking back on it, less than well. But it's done. And watch, I'm not going to ruin it. I'm actually not going to commentate on what happens next. I'm going to just let this play out. Watch this. I'm just going to watch. You're just going to watch, okay? I'll just click through some of the setup. Hang on a second, we missed it. Right, here we go. Okay. Just watch this. We've got the dual setup. I will commentate on this bit, which he's got the dual setup because he's got the catcher is on the line of scrimmage, and we've got the ogre and the little man stood behind. I didn't realise he had to brawl at that. Little dirty trotter. The catcher needs to be stood on the 3rd rank, so he's now on the 1st rank. The blitz is still not being deployed. The catcher is now in open territory. Reroll deployment for a go for it. Reroll deployment for the throw. Reroll deployment for the catch. And he's still holding a reroll. And he needs a push, right? This has to be a push. Both down does not help him. So that's no good. It has to be a push because he has to get forward momentum. And now we're looking at a 4+, 3+, 2+, 2+. Let's now pop dodge. 2+, 2+. Yes! 2+ into the end zone that doesn't work. All in all, though, what's caused that, he's been able to spend the blitz down here because I didn't screen the back end of my line of scrimmage carefully enough because I was too bothered about the throw teammate. So I'm not doing that again. So it's 1-0 to me, and he is now receiving. So I was like, right, that's not happening again. So we go for a boat setup. Let's flip it around and watch it from Mr. JLeav's perspective. And given this is match 1 of the whole series, and he is 2 players down, the fling is on the field as well, which is wild. So he is 2 players down versus only my catcher never came back. Yeah, I remember that. So JLeav having to use, he's got 2 weak players and a ball carrier, so he's actually playing with 8 versus my 11. Kaboom, 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 kaboom. Remember, he's got no tackle mighty blow. So I think the best thing to do here is to try and target down some of the guards and try and get a removal. Now, this player for me is he's a guard piece, so he's really nice to get rid of, but he's also AV 9+, and I can hit him and make him AV 7+, A+. So we'll target him. We will also roll a 7, so no cigar. And we know we're winning, so I don't need to do anything wild. I just need to go, right, which way are you going? Because then when I've found out which way you're going, I will stop you. But we should win the attrition war here because we've got 2 mighty blow, he's got none. Notice here that I could have put the ogre in, and I think overall I should have been putting a little bit more pressure in on my ogre, with my ogre on his. Maybe this turn is a turn for some pressure. Not actually a huge fan of that blitz because it's an AV 10+. If I'd have hit a 9+ player, we'd have broke its armor, but JLeav isn't actually really exposing any of those, so I haven't really got much of a choice. That's a much nicer move from me because that is meaning that when that stands up, I will batter it. And I think that these L shapes make the blitzing for him a little harder. Sadly, can't do a lot here. Oh dear. Right, so we've just seen a turnover. And I'm going to flip the turn board state round from this perspective because this turn I had to make in real time. I'm having to make a real decision, a real decision, which is like we've got a connected board state at the front of the cage. I reckon we might be able to pop this loose. Can we chain push something out of somewhere to create something? Right? I know that's a lot of sums, but it ultimately is there a way of chain pushing? And my first consideration was, if I block here and I follow, then when this guy hits here, I can put him there, which means that I can probably make this, because I've pushed the guard forward, that'll be a 1D, and I can push this guy here. I won't have moved the guard piece, I can run him around and I can get 2D on the ball. But if I do this and fuck it up, he'll run away. So do I actually want to do that? Do I actually want to do that? Or do I just take the hits and not try and take advantage of the situation? And I thought, you know what? Let's take it slowly, play by play, and then see what this looks like. Because if that was a push, I'd resolved that I was going to push it here and give up on the play, and then nail these guys. Because it's a POW, all I need to do is cancel this, and I can then go carry on, because it's a really big win if it works. I get super lucky and I roll the 5+, which is the knockdown, and I was like, right, I'm going to shove everything in and see what happens. We've then got to cancel the thrower, the catcher, sorry, but the tackle mighty can hit his thrower. We also mustn't forget there's a guy here. Don't get the POW. Thankfully, we do get it on the reroll. No reason to follow up and put my guard piece into the melee of his guard. We'll just leave it touching that. Little shitbag catches the ball. No follow. And I'm like, right. Amazon gift cards are us. If only I'd got my catcher. But yeah, that for me, I was like, right, 10-12. Don't actually need to score here, but if I do score, it's over. As a result, as a doodah. 3 dice to Slayer. Slayer survives. Slay another gay. And so I just want to be up here, right? That's absolutely where I want to get to. How do I be up there? I wish, having looked at it, I wish these two were the other way around, right? The guard piece holding the ball is rubbish. Rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. Never mind. Does he get kicked out? He does. So it's a good trade for him. Now, I think this is actually a very, very, very straightforward turn, and I massively overcomplicate it. So, what is my very straightforward turn? Stand up, step the guard in there, and what I'm trying to do is blitz this guy. What I should be doing is just run 6 squares further forward here, run some support around the back, because I can screen the back of this off, and then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can make basically I can make a screen where I should be safe. Well. He's now in scoring range next turn. Keep a block piece nearby. And what I was looking for here was, okay, cool, we'll just blitz his catcher. Because the catcher is a real pain in the dick. Don't knock it over. Never mind. But we can go and stand there. That was a mistake. That should have gone there. Holy shit, that should have gone there. What on earth was I doing? Here you go. Have a guard piece that can just go and stand here. Oh, dearie me, Davo. Still not looking terrible though, right? The only problem we've got here is we're on 1 reroll. So I don't have lots of latitude if things don't quite play out the right way. Yeah, one reroll is a tiny bit rough. More on that later. JLeav now also on 1 reroll, so things looking rough for both of us. He gets to blitz the tackle mighty blow. Right. This should be the most straightforward turn of my life. Which is blitz the thing marking the ball. Right, stand everyone up. The ogre hasn't moved and should probably just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go and be useful as a roadblock. Like you could even stand kind of, yeah, there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you can't stand there. Okay, like there's fine. anywhere in here, right, is totally reasonable. We can blitz here. Notice I need to go for it. So, like, I am double skulls and a roll of a 1 away from not scoring. So it's a 1 in 218 to not score at this stage. The flip side, though, is if I roll a pow here, I can push him here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can then block here. And if that's a knockdown as well, we are stalling here with a little smile on our face, and everything's wonderful. The other option, which in retrospect might have been a better play, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step this guy here, block here, and then just go and put the touchdown in. But ultimately, I've still got to throw the 2 dice block here, right? But some description, whether it's a blitz or a block, that is very, very, very attractive. But I think you've got to throw with them. You've got to do the blitz. I should do the blitz here. This was naughty. So double skulls there. That really sucks because now, having not knocked the catcher over, and the Black Almighty Blow following into that, we have a slight problem, which is it is not fucking screenable, and not screenable at all. So I choose to go for it. Oh no. Yeah, I was like, oh, so I choose to go for it. Now the options, if I actually pause this, right? If I stand here, I'm opening myself up to 2D blitz on the ball. I looked at this and thought, well, this is all knockdownable because he's got a hit here, then he's got a hit here. This guard will be running around. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? He's got 1D on the ball. And I don't like that. I think that this was a mistake. Actually, in reference, I think this was a mistake. I should have stood in the safe square. But I'm out of rerolls. So yeah, it's almost one of those, whatever you do, it's gonna suck. We're now all out of rerolls because both of us are complete idiots and can't roll. So he's a 3+ away from not picking the ball up. And if he doesn't pick the ball up, yay! So this game's got everything. That's a 2 dice uphill. It could have been spicy. So that was a 1 in 3 to go wrong. It doesn't. Then it doesn't go wrong again there. And he chooses to pick the ball up. And what he's looking for is any form of scatter to stay, to go off the field. So he threw it deliberately hoping that it would go wrong so that it would bobble 5 in 7, 5 in 8. I know this because I spoke to him. So I'm like, right, he's not going anywhere again, little shite. And I have a straight choice at this point. I can cover the ball, or I could go here and then blitz and get the guy on the ball. And ultimately, I think that what I'm looking at is whether or not I can get a block here. There's no bloody way I'm activating the ogre because this is tying up 2 people. So really, what are my choices? I can do a 1 in, I think, the better play, probably. No, I can't do that. I've got to go this way. Because it's a 1 in 9 with Brawler attached to it then. And then I can blitz. I should block here. So I think he's stood up. Yeah, we should block here. And then we should blitz here. And then I should go and just cover the ball. Doesn't matter. Don't get the POW, and whoops, and this was a mistake. What I should have done, put this guy in this square here and blitz with a thrower, because then this guy is guaranteed to be free and can go and stand next to the ball. But like a silly boy, shouldn't have done that either. I should have just stood like in a Y shape around the ball to defend the guy that being knocked onto the ball, and then force JLeav to go fetch it. But I didn't do that because I'm silly. So he's got 1D to sorry, he's gonna have 2D now, isn't he? Because of the dude that's free. Gets the kapow. I am now in world of trouble if this goes off the field. Thankfully, it's 5 and 8 to stay on. But he makes the pick up again. And all of a sudden, this is looking like Captain Parpington. Good enough that you've now got yourself a scoring threat. He is going to need to go for it to score. That is a possible benefit from Davo. But holy moly. Holy moly. Holy moly. I thought that was brilliant. I was like, oh yeah, we got two. Shit, he's got a guard around the ball. Aha! We shall sort the guard around the ball by powing the player and having 2 dice on the ball. And then rolling a fucking push. Motherfucker. Okay, fine. Fine. We shall pinch the ball. And by rolling a skull. So we rolled a 1D pow, a 1D push, and a 1D skull. See, kids? That's how you roll badly. And I can tell you, having played this, like, this has so much feels bad. So much feels bad. Because I'd won this. And then thankfully he fails the 3-up handoff. Thank fuck. So it was 3-up, 3-up. And then he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it was another 3-up and a 2-up. So it's 3 3s and a 2 to get the tie. But there we go. That's the first game done. Victory for me. And I have to tell you, that was bloody hard work. Now, in this particular set, what then happens is we end up playing again and played it literally straight after that first game. So, I'm going to now introduce you to the second game. When you can't see the score anymore. There we go. We're in. And the situation now is that if I win or draw, I'm through. And if I don't, I'm out. No, I'm not. It's playing a third game. I'm not out. What sort of monster am I? So JLeav is now receiving. Sorry, I'm receiving. So we'll watch it from the JLeavian's perspective. And again, I go for the thick armor 10 thick skull players on the line because I think that that's a strong maneuver. So yeah, I'm now in red, not blue. So get ready for your hats here. It's a quick snap. Is that right? Am I? Yeah, I'm red. Yeah, I'm red. Whew. Now, unlike, I think unlike my game when my Mighty Blow Blitzer didn't knock anything over, his did, and that means that's also better positioning from him. Look at the Mighty Blow is much more tucked in. Oh, okay. The armor 10 thick skull player is dead. Never mind. Who needed a guard piece? Okay. Maybe 10 thick skull. Okay. So yeah, AV10 thick skull is mostly a lie. So that was 1 removal and 2 stuns. This has put me in a real bind of a situation. Yeah, this is very bad. So choices now are blitz one of these two or use the ogre for a blitz. And I honestly think this was a bit like, you fucking idiot. You can't afford to do that. But I was trying to not give away position. So I was like, all right, fine. So the guard piece is now going to get blitzed with Tickle Mighty. And yeah, I'm already struggling to put up a defense, right? 3 players stunned, he gets to stand around them. We are going to Yeah, there's a bad touch as well from my perspective. Okay, 3 out. Now, this is 3 out in a match where you're playing a literal mirror. A literal mirror. So, the value perspective on that is about 200 TV. Oh, look, the ogre's bonehead again. This one, right. Okay, I only need to draw, so I only need to score on my offense, and then this is fine. I don't care. I'm not risking the entire drive for the basis that I try and stand and fight and then get mowed over because my guard pieces get completely annihilated. So, never mind. But we're currently on minus, we've taken an armor break every single turn so far. And the tasty juicy troll slayer is out. And I guess from JLeav's perspective, this is amazing, right? You're facing a basically free drive at this stage. And there's nothing that your opponent is planning on doing here. I think this could have been 3 dice. Didn't matter, but it could have been. That's another armor break. So I've got 2 stuns this turn. I've got 2 off the field and a boneheaded ogre. Oh dear. So because of the concept of having already won the first game, I don't need to dive in. I'm just not going to bother. There's no reason to. I was surprised at that foul because ultimately that foul, I mean, I suppose what he's saying is he has to win, and he has got a bench, so why not? I suppose it's not terrible. We get an armor break? Yeah. Armor break for Davo. So like, well, maybe I should come in a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Not those two, though. Notice that the players are outside of strike range. That is deliberate. That is not a mistake. And at this point I'm like, oh, hello. Hello. I would like to apply for punching your tackle mighty blow. How do I do that then? How do I punch your tackle mighty blow? Goes for another foul on the Troll Slayer. Doesn't get caught. 6 skill saves me. Now what I was doing here was knowing that this guy is tied up, I can bring the catcher across, and I can probably bring the throw across, and I was like, this will be dead easy. Oh, hang on a second, that's an assist, that's an assist, that's an assist. That's still only 1 dice, idiot. So this was actually a bit of a fuck up. The better way is to do it this way. But the ogre fucks it up again and costs me a reroll. And I shouldn't have thrown the reroll at that because we've got 1 turn to do. So that was silliness. And slightly, I wouldn't say completely tilted, but it was, I'm an idiot. It was silly. It was unwise. Did wonder if we could potentially get some strike in here. If something goes wrong for him, like a 1 in 81 or whatnot, there was a potential strike, but he's closing that down now. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, he's fine. He's fine, everyone. Tell you what's not fine. My poor bloody ogre. My poor little ogre. I hadn't spotted this, but this was a 5 up for 2D on the ball. And I think at the time, right, 5 up for 2D on the ball, get the kapow, catch a pick-up ball, 1, 2, 3, throw it, makes things interesting. And seriously, what else am I going to do? Kill a troll slayer in the face. Yes! Troll slayer in the face, dead. That's pretty big. Guaranteed apothecary there. And now we can also try and control the tackle mighty by standing this guy up, which we should have done 4 days ago. I didn't want my thrower destroyifying. My catcher is over here. So JLev's apothecary is gone. He has still got a full 13. And I have lost my apothecary. Can't afford to lose players like throwers, catchers, and the like. So let's take a 3 dice mighty blow hit. Why not? And I also can't go and rescue my own tackle mighty blow that's currently chillaxing on the floor. This is a lot of incoming DPS, I tell you. I tell you, this is a lot of incoming DPS. And at this point I'm like, oh, he's going to foul him. Lovely. Lovely. We're okay. And if this is all, as I say, if this had worked, if this was a POW, never mind, we'll put this guy in here, we'll take the 2 dice block, and then we'll blitz his tackle mighty onto mine tackle mighty. I'm not bothered about taking the 2 dice uphill on the ball. I think that's not going to work, because he's lost his apothecary. So if I can do some chip damage here to anything, it makes my second drive a load easier. So let's not lose my key player. I don't expect him to get, it's not a scoring range, he's just getting out of the way. So how do we save my tackle mighty blow from getting walloped in the chops? I think I should have dodged that and blitzed him here. I'd have made the dodge and then I'd have not broke armor. So this is just me saving him. JLeav now has complete free reign to set up a perfect box. And I think given how the first drive went, where I sort of struggled on my offense to get things done, it shows the power of a good, strong early start, and the fact that you get 3 removals, you're like, oh well, never mind. But this was risky in as much as if it was trip skulls, we can get a 1D on the ball. But he's now going to kick him in the face. I now have no thrower, because I've already deployed my medical staff. Oh no, I haven't. Thrower's back. Hooray! Sent off. Argue the call. Boo! No, he's sent off. Hooray! And I notice now that the tackle mighty blow is just hanging around without an apothecary, chillaxing, thinking how cool it would be to get destroyed. So we're gonna have a cheeky shot at his tickle mighty, and he's gonna die. Die. No, he's not gonna die. Damn it, he's not gonna. The ogre then gets 3 dice on the dwarf, doesn't block it over. So that was a time mighty blow and a mighty blow to try and get some sort of leverage going, but nothing doing. And JLeav is basically just going to score. Right. So it's as you were then. Well done, JLeav. JLeav deciding to space his line of scrimmage out because he's sensible and doing a nice version of defense. Now, if I can do this without using if I can do this without do the same thing he did, right? Which is push this guy in here. We can then push the catcher through, and I can blitz this guy. So this is a relatively straightforward one turn. If we can roll push, 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 push. We can roll push, push, push. Now we have 3 dice here to roll a push. That's one of the 3 requirements done. We've got the second one on the table already. So that's done. We are holding 2 rerolls. This is going pretty well. Now all we need to do is get the other one in. Remember, I don't want to use the blitz here, because if I don't use my blitz, then I can blitz through here. Roll the kapow. Right, the catch is in range. So, pause for a second and just assess the situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gets me there. Double go for it gets me there, and I can throw it on a 3, catch it on a 3, and then a lot like JLeav, so long as I can roll any form of push, it's 2 dice uphill, sure, but I can get through. It might even be worth going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and doing it on a 1 dice, maybe, because the catcher can get there. The Longbeard is too bloody slow. So I did even look at that and thought, do you know what? I might even 3-2 this, because I'm sat on 2 rerolls, and 1 reroll. First thing you do is give the ball to the catcher, and then you make the first one. You see what happens. Then you do these, and you see what happens, and you do it step by step, because you basically are you doing it? Because 2 dice uphill is pretty tasty. What I shouldn't have done here, if I just wind back 1 action, watch this, right? What should I have not done here? That's right, follow here. Because if I don't follow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Everyone's doing that. So this was a mistake. And as soon as I pressed follow, I was like, you fucking idiot. Like, you massive idiot. However, we can fail the fake up, so it doesn't matter. Meh. So, JLeav and I have both had a 1-turn attempt so far in this game, and we both fucked it up. More on that later. So, if I score on my drive, it's 1-1 at the half, 1-1 at the game, and I'm probably going to be fine. So, we'll watch this from my perspective, because I like that. And I just know that do not concede, but you have to score. Vicious Ref stuns the Troll Slayer. Doesn't do anything else, so we don't care. And this is me being super cautious, because the ball has gone against the sideline. So I'm like, right, I shall play super cautiously, with my super caution head on. Ogre Boneheads, you fucking genius. Thankfully, he's got block. Bring him across. And I think the right thing to do now is make the yeah, thank God I did that. I didn't actually know if I did that or not, but I'm glad I did do that. We pick the ball up, and then we brawl it into dub skulls. Double skull! For those of you where 1 skull is not enough. And the ogre is, of course, boneheaded, so the ogre does not have any skills, because he's a bonehead. You remember my first game, my first offense? Fucking sucked. Straight away, I was like, oh, this is looking really bad. Do you remember that? Do you remember? Well, I do, and it sucks. So block, block, block. And already this is like, oh dear, this is looking bad. However, we can get 2D here, we can get 2D here, we can then get 2D there, which will give us 2D there. The downside is I do not want to put my catcher over here because his tackle mighty blow stood there. I do not want to put my tackle mighty blow there because his catcher stood there. And I'm really absolutely thinking about how on earth you play this out for 8 turns. Early removal, very nice. Some hot ogre on ogre action. Very nice. I think this is a follow. I think this was a mistake to not follow. And then what you always do when you've just got yourself out of a hole is you put yourself back in there. So that's another double skulls. Well done, me. Turn 9, double skulls. Turn 10, double skulls. Yeah. However, the ball is looking moderately safe. Good use of bad manner brawler there. You weren't looking for anything else other than just a throw brawler. My tackle mighty blow is now absolutely in peril. Bearing in mind my apothecary is gone, this is looking terribly terrible. Thankfully, no dead. And I would say already, this looks very bad. Very bad. And I think there's two things going on here so far. One, JLeav's played this very well. And has been able to, like, just to squeeze me. And two, I've managed to not play this very well and roll some impressively strong double skulls. So I'm like, right, I shall stand and fight. So we'll blitz that, because we'll try and knock it over. No knockover, never mind. At least it's not double skulls. All right, we'll block that and, oh, for flip's sake. All right, never mind, who cares? All right, what we'll do then is we'll block the tackle mighty. Oh, okay, no, we won't roll that over here as well. There we go, bloody thing's over. Right, back off. So now we can knock that over. Good. Right, well done, me. So if the ogre then blocks the ogre... thank God that fell over, otherwise we were in serious doodle-ar. And then we fucked this up as well, just for really, really, really messing things up. This is a very nice solve. Watch this. I'll stay quiet because I'm going to let you see if you can figure out what he does. So he's chain pushed the guard. Sorry, he's chain pushed a man onto the ball. That doesn't have guard, and so we've got a 2D situation. Sorry, I've got a 1D situation on the ball. The catcher has now made it 2D, so he's now got a 2D blitz on the ball. Rolls what I did in the first game against him, and then unlike me, he chooses the option for double both down. Frankly, I think that was a mistake. I would have picked the power option if it was there. And this is looking very bad. But watch this for a solve. So we get to block here, that's fine. And I've already identified that there's a box here. We can then move the tackle mighty blow out of the way. Just need to make sure the ogre doesn't crap the bed. Thankfully, no bed pooing on this occasion. So that puts the tackle mighty into a tackle mighty box. And then we can hand the ball off. And we can run the flock away. So, hand off. And Foxtrot Oscar. And we just need to touch this guy. Yep. Nice. That was a bonus hit. So everything's touched now. And my catcher is over here, his tackle mighty blow's over there, and the two shall never meet. I looked at this and thought, right, options. We've got a 1D block here, which we could absolutely take on, or we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2D blitz, roll pow, throw a picks up ball, game's lost. So I think I'm liking this basically as an option. JLeav still sat on 2 rerolls, so not outrageous. The other option is to try and get the catcher up here. To try and make things work. But he goes for this. I wasn't sure about this. I think what he was setting up was the catcher on catcher blitz, I think. But that was relying on this being a POW. So I was surprised that he went for that. So he ended up going for a 1D. Doesn't roll the POW. So that was a 6+. Yes! Survive. And I can't stick my guard in literally that square there. So we have to just try and fix this situation. And I know that we've got 2D here. And then we've got a 1D blitz to get away. That's okay. That's okay. So it's better than catching because it's, although I've only got one reroll. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I've only got one reroll. I think just get the ball up there and get away. But in my head, I was like, oh, all I have to do is just not lose. No, no, I have to draw. It's not the same thing. Because I am losing. This was some fairly fortuitous blocks because all of this was knockovers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I get into this square here, the thrower is going nowhere. And I thought, well, oh fuck. It was literally what I thought. But I thought unless he removes himself, he's going to be fine. But if I just stand kind of here, JLeav probably takes on the 4-3 with 2 rerolls, and then the catcher makes it, and then I lose. So I felt that it was only 18% to not get in the square in the first place, and once I was in the square, he was probably ruined. Because it was 18% to not make it, and on top of that, then he had to. It's 1 in 4, so it's like 4% to have your arm broken, and then on top of the armor break, it's like half of that. It's about 2% to be removed out of that square. So I thought, nah, that's going to be good enough. However, the problem here is that this hasn't got block, and he does. So this is very unpleasant. So I thought, right, let's blitz here, because if it doesn't work, this is only a 1D. And then I'm going to go and stick this guy in, and I'm going to chance the fact that I won't roll a dub skulls. I will not roll a dub skulls at just the wrong moment in the World Series finals. I will not. I shall not. I cannot. I'm like, well, watch this, fuckers. I also chose to be studying here because if he knocks me over, I also should have followed this. I absolutely should have followed this, because if he rolls a POW, the ball goes into one of these squares and bobbles out, I'm ruined. So this should have been a follow. Doesn't make a POW. I also, if I follow, look where the tackle mighty is. Just too far away, and JLeav knows it. JLeav just knows it. But it's okay. Apart from the fact that we've taken... Is this me? No, this is JLeav. Apart from the fact we've taken some damage, we should be okay here. So I think an eye cage is best, because then he has to throw 2D uphill, and I don't really care where it goes. I think the guard stands at the front because the threat is coming from over here. The non-guard stands at the back. I'm like, yeah, you can absolutely hit me. And then if I make it, I can go and put the tackle mighty blow on his catcher. 1, it doesn't get tagged by anything else, and 2, it's just here's a chance to use a reroll / lose a key player. And then I don't think we need to do anything down here. So, so he's throwing his blitz here, so we know that nothing bad is going to happen unless he chooses to touch me and then do bad things. So, I'm looking at this now and I don't remember. I can tell you what I was thinking, which is, am I going to blitz the catcher on 3 dice? Because if I kill the catcher, his 1 turn situation gets considerably worse. It's 1 in 218 to not win. Versus it'll be better than that odds if he has the catcher. So I'm going to throw the blitz because it's better. And then I wussed the flip out. Should have done. Should have gone for the catcher. So we saw what mistake I made last time where I let him run around the back. Not going to let him do that again. I'm going to force him to throw the halfling. He's got 2 rerolls. So what can he get done? He's got no thrower, remember, which does mean he deploys the catcher in an annoyingly good fashion, which means I really should have gone for the bloody catcher, but it's a high kick, so it didn't really matter in the end. And the kick was already under the fling as well, so never mind. This is what's known as a bobble box, which is if he doesn't catch it initially, he has additional chance potential of picking it up. He makes the pick up, he makes the catch. He now, without a reroll, needs to get rid of one of these guys. He can't bounce himself forward, so what he's doing now is he's trying to give himself the best possible opportunity for clearance. So the ogre boneheads, I'm like, oh, winner. The ogre uses a reroll, launches the halfling into the hobbit into the air, into a tackle zone, lands on a 4, and dodges out, and we're playing the 3rd game. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. JLeav wins game 2 from a tricky situation, and I have my heart. I feel very sad, really, very sad. But yeah, he wins. So we need a match 3. There we go. Let's go in. So, in all seriousness, at that point, I think that the first half was a non-event. I didn't get to defend it properly. We missed my 1 turn. He hit his 1 turn. That was the decision. That was the difference between the 2 teams. And the second half, he was able to capitalise on what was, I think, some relatively poor dice on my side. Who's who? I can't actually remember who's who here. You can't tell. Right, so JLev's red this time. I'm blue. JLev's attacking. Yeah, JLev's attacking. And I'm like, please don't do this again. Please don't do this again. Cheering fans. I get pro, and I get to put it on my my dude. My tackle mighty blow has got pro. Doesn't get the removal or the knockdown this time. Will just took him in here. Paul is quite happy there. Doesn't get the knockdown again from the mighty blow. So we're already better off than we were in the last drive. Holy moly, Batman! This is just pushes. And he's already blown the blitz, so we've already got a contact point here. I think this is quite interesting, right? We've got a free contact point, and it's going to be tricky to hit the guard thing potentially, but it's looking all right. So I wonder if I'm going to blitz this guy, or if we're going to blitz this guy. I like this one. I really like this one. I really like this one. Yeah, bit of contact there, like it, and then I go for the armor. I go for the lower armor value thing. Okay, I still think that's actually a better play. We don't break his armor, never mind. And I've created a box for my opponent here, which was unwise. Never mind. 1. Should have hit that guy. Because instead of having the momentum now, JLeav gets the momentum because we've given away, you get a free hit there, he gets a free hit there, and he's got his blitz, which is probably going to be there. So that's very bad. In fact, it's certainly there now because the ogre is activating. So shit turn for me, I think. Never mind. sensible to take them both down because he means it keeps in a nice line. This, if it's a 1 in 9, I think is game losing. So we've seen the 1 in 9 there. It's not there because if that falls over, or worse, like double skulls, maybe it has to be a double skulls actually. To be fair, yeah. And then he tries a 2D uphill to push the ogre away, and it doesn't work. So we got 2D. We got a 2D mighty blow punch here, and this time we can keep everything nice and flat. Tackle mighty on that guy, no. Don't like that because I'm exposing an AV8 plus piece. I think that should have gone maybe on the outside. That maybe should have gone around the outside, I think. Never mind. I mean, are we standing these guys up? Would appear no. I think yes, right? I think they just should stand up. And if I pause this for a second, if I put this guy in maybe just there, right? Just stick him in as an extra assist that the opponent has to deal with. I can stand all of these up. I think I should stand. He should have gone in there, and I should have stood them all up. And then I know what will happen is he would have run this way, but I should have done that. So not standing this guy up, it's just like, here, have a free 2D. Here, have a free 2D. Does indeed go for the tackle mighty. Yeah, that was a mistake. JLeav just likes clicking brawler just cause, and that doesn't happen. That's not a 2D if we've covered this properly, and then that's not a 2D. Don't. So it is. Never mind. There we go. What I should have done a while ago. Step everyone the fuck in. And then we can 2D the Troll Slayer. I don't need to put that guy over there. But I think looking at the board state, I'm thinking about the fact that he's going to go this way. Blessed Nuffle of Statue works. Doesn't generate a knockdown on this occasion. Never mind. We can just tuck him in slightly and say thanks ever so much. 2D block here. Because it's a knockover, we follow this up to keep the guard pinned. And suddenly, we've got quite a lot of contact. This is looking very nice. So unlike JLev's turn where the... oh dear, he's boned it again. First few turns of this drive have not gone Mr. JLev's way. And now he has to go and move across. Where is he going to go next? Well, we've got a 2D blitz here. If I can maybe isolate some of this... Oh dear. I don't think there's 2D on the ball. Let's pause this because I don't think there is, but... let's just check, because I remember seeing this turn in real time. I was like, I wonder if there is. So if I can get, it's that square there that's the problem. And by the way, I mean I need to fill in that square and not throw this block here. Because if I can do that, then I might be able to push this guy here, and then I can do something. But I don't think there's anything fun on the table. So we know we're going to take the Ogre Blitz block, sure. And there is potentially the option of hitting here, this on this. So that's certainly a big strong option. Given the fact that it's JLev's turn 5, so long as I can take the centre of the board, I've then got to force him to come this way. How am I going to screen these 3 squares here, I think? So let's have a look. Ogre to block. I shouldn't have moved that second one. I should have done. So Ogre to block gives me 3 dice. That's okay, because now this is a winning trade for me. Both down there was not the right play. I should have taken the skull. No, it was the right play. Sorry. What am I talking about? So we'll isolate the center. What I think I should do now is just stack these two squares. So if I pause this, right, catcher goes here, guard guy goes here. We can run in and blitz the Slayer. I should have pushed the Slayer into that square there to not impede this. And then we've got a really, really bulletproof turn. Blessed Statue of Nuffle works and causes a knockover. And there's an on-break. Get in. Sorry, there's a removal. Get in. Right, so the correct play here is to stack these two. Why did I not do it? So JLeav choosing to leave some ogre on ogre action. This is a weakness in my play where I leave flanks far too easy to get down. Like this is just, here you go, it's turn 6. Sorry, turn 5. Would you like to come forwards? You would. Oh, excellent. Free. That's 3 rushes he's pushed through into this turn. 4 rushes, sorry. And we spoke about this. I met JLeav over the weekend. We spoke about this turn, specifically this turn, and he thinks I made a mistake. So we're going to spend a little bit of time on this one to see whether or not I was right. Sorry, he was right, or I was right. So first of all, let's just center the camera. So what we've got on the table here is potential. So if we block here, we can push this guy in here. This guy can then stand there, and then this guy can block, and we can get a block here. We get 2 dice. On the Troll Slayer. That gets me into currently 2 dice uphill. But we can probably make that a little bit better by doing something else. Blocking here, freeing this guy, you can run there, and then it's 2 into 1. And in fact, because a Troll Slayer then, yeah, Troll Slayer would hit here. Be 2, so it's a 2 dice block and potentially 2 dice on the ball. Okay. What's the downside then? So we roll, let's say that I've just talked through if we get the best dice. Let's roll the worst dice. So we roll a 1 in 81. These 4 all fuck off down here, build a little home for themselves. The Tackle Mighty Blow wallops my catcher and runs off and joins him. And the drive, I'm not stopping this drive. Right, and irrespective of what happens to the catcher, I'm not stopping the drive because everyone's stuck. If we play the moderate version of the game where I get a knockover, and then I take a 2 dice block there, and I get a I get this guy out for free. I can stand him in here. I could blitz the Tackle Mighty Blow into this guy. The problem is these 3 are here. The catcher can't do anything constructive. He needs to be hidden somehow. So I think I take the line that protecting the catcher is very important. So how are we going to defend the catcher? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not even a go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all right. I'm going to put something in front of the cage, right? And we'll be fine. Don't know what I'm going to put in front of the cage yet. Probably this guy. Because I'm also probably going to tag the ball. Almost certainly I'm going to tag the ball, right? However, what I've gone and done is assumed and made a horrible assumption that the next thing that's going to happen is that this is going to be a knockdown of him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because the guard is now going to go and stand in the front here, and then this guy is going to stand here. So if this is a knockover, right? This turn looks fucking genius. Like, I say genius. This turn looks really good. It's a push. It's also I've thrown it with the wrong player. So I make a mistake there, I think. I was expecting to roll really well, when instead I rolled quite badly. JLeav is a little bit wider than I think he probably needs to be. I think he can go, these two can stand here and here. And he then puts the reroll in. He knocks over the catcher. I struggle. Just mentally, sometimes. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I think that's the play. What's the reroll in? Crazy, crazy. And then rolls double skulls. Right, well, we've got a chance on the ball. Because the ball is being currently held by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 2+ to get the catch around the corner. And then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 2+, 2+ for 2D on the ball. First of all, let's try and pincer in this guy. I do not want him causing problems. In fact, sorry, I went for 2+, 2+. So then the catcher is free. And now I can put the Tackle Mighty Blow on his catcher. We don't get the armor break, sadly. I'm going to get a decent scatter, I think, because over here is bad. I can't get to it. So I'd say anywhere this way was bad. North-south, that's not very good. These are the only two really good squares. So this is pincered. I think that was probably a better square there. But I was thinking about the catch coming around the top. So that was my turn 6. And we don't want to follow this up because I want the thrower to be free. Because I can't score on this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's my turn 7. And so I couldn't have scored even if I'd have put some go for it's in. So I didn't think there was any reason to do that. So I think it was 1 go for it to there. If there was 2, I probably would have considered it. Here's our chance goose, and it is a ginormous one. So this is my T7. Tackle Mighty Blow takes down this guy. I think I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, given that given that if I can blitz here and anything other than a 1 in 9 or a bonehead, I can hand the ball to this guy and he can run off. We are in Dreamland. JLeav's now a reroll, so we can also, if we can knock over this guy, then this guy can go and tag here. I don't see a universe where the ogre is standing up and not blitzing. So let's try and deal with his catcher player to try and get the prevention of the score. I've blitzed here, and I chose to use a reroll. And then annoyingly we roll a 1 in 9, so never mind. So the catcher can now fuck off and be away from the Tackle Mighty Blow. This was done in the wrong order. And I've just looked there. What I should have done was pushed him in here and then just thrown the 2 dice block and pushed him back again. Right? That's what I should have done. Didn't do that. Never mind. So the thrower is in scoring range and is now unmolestable. And then my luck has run out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4, 3, 2, 2 for 2D on the ball. He goes for the tie. He throws this in real time. I'm like, yes! Not going for the ball. I'm like, oh. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rush. So, a 2 up. Do these things have? They don't. 2 up, rush, 3 up catch, and a score. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what's known as a defensive touchdown. So, in the final game, where a result has to happen either way, I'm now receiving 1-0 up. I do not need to score. If I do score, he has to score 2 touchdowns back to force overtime. So I'm like, I will score quickly. I will not score at all. I will score whenever I like. But what I will not do is have a defensive touchdown scored on me. Oops. There we go. So really conscious of not conceding a defensive touchdown here. Really conscious. Pitch invasion hits 2 things. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm going to save my tackle mighty blow hit. I'm going to blitz his tackle mighty blow. You can go and mark the ball. Never mind. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing that because I'm silly. So we'll set up for an extra free mighty blow hit. Pop you round the corner. Always taking the pout means that he's not getting to come and pressure me in ways that I don't like. And then we can step the guard in here. We have a little guard wall. There we go. Fetch the ball. This is looking very tasty. Your hands. Right. Fine. This is all absolutely very fine. And JLeav's two stunned players here. He's not going to like that. Absolutely impeccable reroll management. I want to pause that for a second and just... Good reroll management. It didn't really matter. It's really fucking annoying when it happens, but it didn't really matter. So, just let it slide. I've now got a decision to make. I can cut in the middle, or I can try and continue to push down the side. If I push down the side, he knows where I'm going. So I think that the better square... I can't stand here because this is not mine, I don't think. No, it's not. That's his because that's mine. So I've got to be really careful. This is unpleasant because this is all loners and blocks and there. So I think what I should be doing is probably blitzing here, even though it's a really weird blitz because I've already got it as a block. Or I could step this guy in here and blitz here. I think that's probably actually a better play, right? Step in here, blitz here. Maybe it's not. No, the blitz is that guy. Step across and then blitz, and threaten with the catcher to go this side. The front of this screen is not very well defended. No over break for me. It's a 2D then. And 2. Put a reroll into it. And this was really silly. 3. This was really silly. This just invites pressure. I thought he was going to blitz here, and then I suppose it isn't actually 2D, so never mind. He just gets to stand him up. Ogre gets 3 dice. My poor little man. Not a euphemism, I promise. And he rushes the ogre into my horribly exposed situation. And suddenly, my offense looks shit again, which is impressive. That's 3 offenses I've had, and none of them have looked very strong. So we have now got a world of trouble. A world of trouble to solve with this. So ogre needs to stand up, and I was like, well, I wonder if we can chain push the dude. So we could blitz here, right? We could, or we could blitz here, and I could push him in here, and then I could follow with this guy, and then I could punch the ogre. Oh, he's going to go in that square, isn't he? That's not going to work. That's not going to work. And then even then, like, what am I going to do? So I don't recall what I actually do here, but I do remember feeling a little sorry for myself. That's my other reroll gone, so that's 4 double skulls we've now had. That gets rid of one of the... So, put myself in scoring range. Five double skulls. And if this doesn't double skull, by the way, right, we get... I don't care, if I push, then I can hit this guy, and then I can also hit this guy. So, yeah, that's pretty rough. We've had 4 sets of double skulls in this half, because we had 1 in the first half. Uh-oh. This is looking very bad from Davo's perspective now. What can I tell you? Other than... Oh dear! That was an annoyingly good move from JLeav. I really thought that was very good, because what it's done here from my perspective is it's really jammed me up. I was hoping that we might be able to pile through the centre. I looked at this in real time a lot, and I just could not see a clean way out of this at all. So the blitz here was to try and create some form of space. We don't get it. I'm now going to need to do another 1 in 9 block here to see if we can... I'm just going to have to go and extricate this guy. And then the guard can step in. Sorry, the guard can step in, and then we can take this guy down. So that's 2 stuns that turn. That's kind of fixed this situation a lot. And we've got to be really careful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I had to be mega careful of this. So that was 3, 2, 2 without spending a reroll. That was like, what? I don't know, 45% for that to work. Very nice, because he now gets to push him over here. And then I get batted over. And I can tell you in real time, I think to myself, if I take my catcher and I run him back here now, I will not get back to the halfway line. I will never get back. I know this to be true because I've played games where you just retreat and then you've got no way of getting back because they just chase after you, and it's too early. I'm like, this is too soon to be going backwards. It's too soon. How on earth do I not go backwards here? All right, we'll blitz here. This will give me some... Oh dear. So now I have no choice. I have to go back. I just have to go back. Well, I am incredibly nervous. We get to pro the dodge. Then we get a 3+ dodge to get away. Unfortunately, we fail that as well. And this is looking mighty hairy. Hairier than a very hairy thing that hasn't been de-haired for a long time. But yeah, watch what happens here, right? Squidgy crush thing. And now all of a sudden the Tackle Mighty Blow is hunting me down like some sort of menace. And I'm losing just rando players all over the place. Oh, like that one. Medical staff, save him! No. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, this is looking rather rubbish, isn't it? Ogre. That's an ogre. So we're going to have to blitz and hit the tackle mighty blow. We take him down, thank God. And we'll mark his big lad, and we'll just run away. Now, this was a point of contention during the stream, and at the time I was like, I think I'll be okay, right? I watched this back when I was looking at JLeav. This was key, right? Because winning. So, what is going to happen here? They talked about this when I watched the VOD and said, that's really bad, that. You shouldn't have done that. And I'm just going to take a moment now to appreciate what actually happens here. So if this is not taken down, this guy doesn't get to move, period. So he's either got to put the assist in to deal with him, and he's got to move him out of the way, or he's going to get to do something with him, because the ogre's going to knock this guy over almost certainly, and even if he just gets a push, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's got 2D on the ball, no matter what. I think I was wrong to throw that block, but I assumed that I'd be okay. I was not. So the push is all right there. Like, I would have been further ruined if that had been a compel. He's setting up for 3 dice now. Here comes the blitz. Snakes. 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 Actually does snakes. Amazing. So it's now my turn 15. If I can get the ball up here, we can probably be okay. Bear in mind, I just need to not concede. So we get the blitz. That gives me a 2D block on the tackle mighty blow, because I'm terrified the tackle mighty blow is going to run around and cause mischief and mayhem. And then I can throw a slightly risky, once I've done this, I can throw a slightly risky go for it. That gives me 2D on this guy. And what this is doing is either giving me the option to go this way round, or if I can get the knockdown here, then we can run north and we'll probably be fine. So indeed, run north, pop dodge, please work, please work, please. Thank God it worked. And then I'm taking the 2D block here as well. And at this stage, I'm like, yeah, this is fine. And we have to cut in, because I don't want to be knocked. If I get knocked over here, I fall here, the ball can land on the edge. If I don't get knocked over, we're going to be okay. But what I haven't banked on is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I could have probably been here, and I'd been okay. But I think I've left this on, right? So let's watch. Is it double go for it? Yeah, double rush. Puts the reroll in. He finds the POW. I think I should have been here. I think that was a mistake. Thrower is picking up on a 4. He is double rushing, and he has caught it. He decided not to throw this, and then I also play this turn pretty badly as well, I think. So, right, we've got that free. I haven't got this guy. Like, I can't really do anything with this. What I've got now is I've got a 2D block here, and then I could take 2D, 2D, and this guy is guaranteed to be free. And then I could go 1, 2, 3, blitz for 4, push him there and stand in the way. Fucking genius, right? Do that. Do that. Or I can block here, don't follow, and just blah, blah, blah. Right? Blah, blah, blah. Who doesn't like blah, blah, blah? Not this guy. I love blah, blah, blah. I don't think 2 dice uphill is going to help me. There is something stood in front of the ogre, so I think you may as well take the block and follow. And ultimately, this catcher is his lifeline. Throw thingy thing doesn't work. I really should have hit this guy, I think. If we'd have got him down, it's all over. We didn't, so it's not. No dodge. Should have put him here and then stood there. I mean, I suppose... No, I suppose it doesn't matter. There's my POW. If I re-roll it, it would be all over. But you don't know that at the time, right? And then 2D not knocked down into a skull, because I'm an idiot. And JLeav does something very not what I expected here. Very not what I expected. So I thought he was going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, throw it from there. But he chooses to do something very different. He chooses to save himself potentially a dodge. And he can get the thrower far further forward. So the catch is now on a 4. But the throw is now on a 3. It was a double rush to get there. He dodges out on a 3. And then it's a 2+ to score. And we're over in overtime. So JLeav now out of rerolls, but still has the apothecary. I'm out of apothecaries, but I've still got a reroll. And I will tell you that I received. Hooray! He's down. We're both playing off a full 11. I've got my little hobbit on the field. He's got his hobbit on the field. Bad things. I think I could have followed that. 6. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Thankfully there's not 2D on the ball at the moment, but that means my ogre takes one to the face, and then my line of scrimmage just collapses because we haven't actually finished taking our line of scrimmage hits, because never mind. Well, it's not ruined. We can fix this. We can absolutely fix this. JLeav got to play very carefully because he's not got a reroll. Uh-oh. Little dirty hobbit. Little dirty hobbit. So we can't let that happen again. So let's move the ball somewhere a bit more safe. What I don't like about this turn is because we've got a double stun and a pinned piece, I am really going to struggle to gain any form of serious yardage here. So I'm just bunkering up. I'm going to take down the hobbit. We do take down the hobbit, double POW. Git. And then I get my 2 stuns back and I'm like, right, so next turn what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle back around again in the middle, and then we are going to reset the board, and effectively I'm like, never mind, the first 3 turns never happened. It's like a mind wipe. Didn't really matter. JLeav can't put lots of go for it's in, so if I can keep moving him side to side, we can actually then, we'll find an opening, we'll get down the side and we'll be fine. I am carrying the ball on a movement 8 piece. It will be okay. Double skulls also happen to other people, right? These will be, something will happen, it'll be fine. His ogre's boneheaded. So remember, the ogre does not have block while it's like this. So maybe we can do something about this. So I can either yeah, there we go. So I've actually decided to blitz not the ogre, but because the ogre doesn't have block, what I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to try and rotate into the center, like I said I was going to, and I'm threatening now to go down the right hand side. I also don't really want to stay on my left, but what I haven't accounted for here is the potential for fuckery to happen. I would like to be able to go down both sides, so I want to stay as wide as possible. Not sure he's blitzing here. He's making his defense nice and wide. Gets the break. Mighty Blow would not have helped him. Oh dear. Never mind. Right, so we've got actually... He's done a really good job of that defense. That's really irritating. That's irritatingly good. The ball is very not safe. We need to do something about this pronto. And I can't rely on this screen to hold. So we're going to have to move. Ball has to go back where it was. So, yeah, bad news all round for Davo. And we need to do a blitz. I don't think that was the right blitz in retrospect. I think what we should have done was probably blitzed in one of these two. So we'll do this 2 dice block. No, we won't. 7. Okay. I hope no one thinks this is bad form counting, but I do say we talked about this in real time in the real world, and I was like, I rolled a lot of double skulls, and I want to know how many. I really want to, I just want to know how many I rolled. We'll show you the block stats afterwards, so you can see whether or not you're like, oh my word, that's a lot of blocks. And yeah, I don't know what the block stats were, but I'm super curious to see. Just like, we're on 7. I don't even know if there are any more. I think there are, but let's have a look, because this has got a interesting twist in this game. We've had 2 armor breaks there. That's quite a few. So now we're on turn 21, me, and we've got ourselves into a little bit of a muddle. And this turn is about the worst turn I think I played in the whole set. I'm just looking at this this turn now, right? So we've got a real problem over here. We've got a problem, the fact that he can come around the side. We've got a boneheaded problem. An ogre which is actually doing a really important job of holding this. And I think the blitz is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And don't touch the ogre. But this is also unpleasant. But I think that is the blitz. Oh no, it can't be the blitz. He's marked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the blitz. And then the halfling needs to go about here, and the ball goes. Well, the problem is, this is fucking horrible as well. Right, that's the blitz. It just is. That is just the blitz. And then we're a bit narrower and we're a bit stinkier, but that's the blitz. And we're taking that block. And if we put the ball back here, the halfling could stand around the back and 1, 2, 3. Hang on. He stood there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're all right. So the halfling goes there. The thrower does the blitz, and we make basically a T shape with a stunned piece using that. And we're probably okay. And you've got to do that block first, then that block, and you just have to suck that up. Although, no, you can't do that. Look, the fucking ogre. Oh my god, the ogre. Because you just got and stick the halfling around the top. He takes the 2D. The ogre goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you very much. Now I see why I had a problem this turn. So yeah. Shouldn't have done that, because that's pushed him into a gap. Now there's a touch. And he's moved. He has to go there. Knobhead. Yeah, he needs to go there. He really needs to go there. Because what I've also got is I've stood this fucker up here. So the halfling's going down. Literally. I mean, the POW doesn't massively matter, other than the fact that it's now crunched. Back and mighty blow. 2 dice on the ball. Thankfully, he doesn't get him. He has no rerolls. And we're okay. But we're not okay, right? Because that's 2 armor breaks we've taken this turn as well. So I've got... In fact, it's not 2 armor breaks. That's 3 armor breaks this turn. And then he fails to dodge. Okay. We can do this. We get an armor break back. Yes. Yes. And I'm thinking here, how do I just basically secure this? That was a dumbass follow. That was so bad. So cross with myself for that follow. That was really, really, really shit. And this was a really fortunate POW into dead. Because if that's just a push, JLev's got 2 dice around the back. So I don't like that. Didn't spot that until the replay. And there we have it. Right, so it's going to be my 23 next. We've gone not over the halfway line. JLeav doesn't have any rerolls. What can he get done? Double skulls! So that's 8. Hang on, no, I was on 8. Was I on 8? Oh, someone in chat's going to have to tell me. I think I'm on 8. No, I'm on 7. So that's 7-1. Right. I wonder if everyone else thinks this is a weird blitz. It felt like a weird blitz at the time. And I think it's a weird blitz now. And I look at it and go, I think that's a weird blitz. Because I'm just going to wind that back, right? So we've done this block. Just let that play through. He says pausing it far too frequently. Right. So I know what I'm trying to do, which is free this guy up to go and stand here, to then block there to block there. Surely I could just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blitz for 7, pushing him there. Don't follow, block. Oh no, because if that's not a knockdown, I need to get this guy out of the way, and then I can just do a 3+. No, that's just a shit play. No, I don't like that, because this is bonehead. If this boneheads, we have a problem. Or 1 in 9s. Well, our problem is I have to go and stand over here. That's now 2D. We stay put, then we block and follow up no matter what. And the catcher gets through. This guy can run forwards. Probably has to stand exactly there, because I can't afford for him to get shoved off, knocked over. I think we should make a go for it there. Yeah, I think there's a go for it there. That was a much stronger square. It ties up both of these. JLeav doesn't make that. So we know that the dirty little hobbit is one of the one turn conditions. So I'm going to blitz the one hobbit. We've got pro. Doesn't work. And then I bop it in. we'll set up. Right, so not letting someone do things around the back, and we need a throw teammate 1 turn. JLeav doesn't have any rerolls this time, and it did cost him a reroll last time. So we rolled 7 sets of double skulls in the end. I thought it was more, but it was 7 sets. The idea here from JLeav is that what he's looking to do is create a push to push the catcher forwards. It doesn't work, so the catcher 1 turn is now off the table. The Hobbit drops the ball, and Davo goes through. Yes! So, well done me, and commiserations JLeav. I thought it was a bit of a wild set, I really did. And overall, obviously, I'm delighted to be going through. If you want to watch me in action, I will be playing on Friday at about 1 in the afternoon French time. Please come in and support me on that one. We'll be on the official twitch.tv/Nacon on their channel. I said to you I was going to show you the block dice. So, statistics. In this particular game, we had 86 blocks to 63. So, there you go, chat. A 7 double skulls reasonable for 86 blocks. I don't know. It's about 1 in... Well, if it's 70 blocks, it'd be 1 in 10. So it's a little bit over, like 1 in 13, 1 in 12, something like that. However, my word, that was a tricky one. So let's update the graphic. And which one are we on? We're on 5. There we go. So I now know I'll be playing against Lee Marseille. So it's a Old World Alliance versus Dark Elf in that one, and we've just got 2 left to do, which is Justician, which is playing Undead versus Old World Sitar's Norse, and then we've got a Human Mirror from Spain, Andre versus Arswayne. Andre is last season's winner. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.